Hello and welcome. I'm so glad you are here, whether you are joining me live for this broadcast or watching the replay. I'm so happy that you're part of the Vibrant Living community. My name is Donna, if we haven't happened to met, and I am the founder of Vibrant Living International, and I'm your life mastery coach. This month, for the whole month, my subject is going from unrest to peace. There is so much chaos going on in the world and stress and anxiety that I felt like this was a subject to really dive deep in for the whole entire month. I released a podcast episode. If you haven't checked out my podcast, You Were Designed for Greatness. It's on all the podcast platforms as well as on YouTube. So feel free to check that out. And on that particular episode that's released this month, it was called Unrest Unveiled. And so be sure to check that out for some more information about this topic. And later on this month, I'll be talking about why is stillness hard. And another live broadcast will be embracing discomfort. How can we transform unrest into opportunities for growth? And another one will be understanding what's happening in our brain when this is going on. And so there'll be several different things that you can check out for the whole month as we dive deep into finding peace, going from unrest to peace. So what are some of the causes? I talk about some different ones on my podcast, but it's a really wide subject of what causes us not to be at peace. And I'm sure that my list that I'll be sharing with you today isn't conclusive, but it will give us something to think about and to expand on. So understanding some of the roots of unrest is there's internal turmoil. And that is a really big word to describe a lot of things going on. So some of the things that is going on, of course, is our emotions, that inner turmoil. And it's so multifaceted that this subject could be a whole broadcast by itself. But emotions are part of who we are. And the thing that emotions do is they actually reflect what you believe. Emotions reflect what you believe about you and the world. So it influences our perceptions and it influences our behaviors, the choices that we make, and our overall well-being. So knowing that emotions aren't bad or good, they're just a response to what we actually are believing. And that's something to notice. When you feel turmoil, what are you believing about the situation, the circumstances, or the people around you? This whole thing will be about some awareness. Of course, stress and anxiety are so common today. And we talk about how it affects our mental health as well as our body, our physical health. And so understanding that persistent worry, persistent stress, unease actually causes disease as well, dis-ease, it causes health problems. And when we don't learn how to let that stress go to affect what we're believing. And remember, I talked about this in depth on my podcast episode. So all of these things cause unrest on the inside. Another thing is the lingering effects of some kind of trauma or major disappointment. Unresolved trauma from our past are contributors to this inner turmoil that's going on. And knowing that traumatic experiences can leave emotional scars and affect us on how we perceive ourselves as well as the world around us. So understanding trauma, of course, is far-reaching. And it's one of the things I specialize in is helping people to rise above the trauma that's happened to us. And I will be talking more about that a little bit later and have something that worked for you. One of the other things is negative thoughts. All of these things go together, but these negative thought patterns, which is why I go into in a few weeks how our brain works and how these negative thought patterns get created and how this all affects all of these things together affect that inner turmoil that causes unease. One of the main keys to rising above this is first awareness that this is going on. And number two is compassion for yourself. Having compassion and understanding that this is so important. Learning to embrace wherever you find yourself on your journey and even the uncomfortable spots, which is why we have one whole broadcast about embracing the uncomfortable and learning not to judge, but learning to make different choices. Give yourself permission to make different choices and learning how to empower that personal self-growth by exploring and acknowledging that there is inner turmoil. There's unrest, there's unease. And as you begin to get more insight, more freedom comes. Because when you see the truth does set you free. So I have coming up a live in-person Turn Your Baggage into Luggage for those people in the Grand Rapids area, and also a virtual one coming up. And this is one of the things that helps change all of the things we've talked about today, but especially the trauma that has created those perceptions, emotions, self thoughts about ourselves, our self-esteem. So be sure to be watching for that. And I can't wait to hear your thoughts on how this resonates with you of eliminating this inner turmoil by awareness and self-compassion as we move through this month to learning the tools to be able to live fully vibrantly. I believe in you, and I can't wait to talk to you in person. And I hope that we will do that very soon. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll look forward to seeing you on the next live broadcast. Bye for now.